Hey homeschoolers, I'm Karen if I haven't met you before, and tonight I'm very excited to be talking with you about the benefits of online classes, but even more than that, I want to talk with you about some things that are really important in homeschool, something that we all want for our kids, because as homeschool parents, we are really, really committed to our kids having the best education that we can give them. And I know that I've been involved in the homeschool community for over 25 years, and I know how passionate homeschool parents are. We love our kids very much. And we so much want to give them the very best education that we can. And so tonight I want to put a little bit of that into words that I think are some of the key things that we really want the most for our kids. This is connected to our online class release, but mainly what I want to talk about is are the things that we really, really want to give our kids as homeschool parents and why these things matter. So I'm going to suggest to you that I've got a book here that I'm going to do some quick sketches in to share some stuff with you. This one's going to be a little bit fun. We've got a little bit of guessing going on in here as well. And I want to share with you a few things that you may or may not have seen me do before. I know I have done a few of these before, but it's been a while. So, first of all, let's talk a little bit about curiosity. All of us are born with curiosity. We want our kids to be curious. And strangely enough, often in structured learning in school systems, some of our kids have lost their curiosity, and we want to spark that again. And sometimes when kids are not doing very well, they lose the curiosity. How do you reignite curiosity? And why does it matter? Why do we need curiosity? Let me explain. I can draw you a little picture here. I think this is one of the amazing things about curiosity, okay? So let me draw you a picture and I'm going to explain, all right? You can draw this again for your kids later. All right, so here's, hopefully, oh yeah, you can see that really well. Okay, so here's my stick figure. All right, you can tell I'm a good artist. This is why we have art classes, right? Okay, so this is me, all right? And inside this circle, okay, it's not a circle, okay, inside this shape, where I am, okay, these are all the things that I really know and understand, okay, inside here with me, okay. These are the things that I can talk about, that I can use this information to do stuff with, okay. It's what's inside my head and my body that I know, all right? The things I'm competent at and confident in. And all of us have this. Our kids have this as well. Everybody has this, okay? Outside of this, there are the things that we can ask questions about, okay? And this is really important because this is the space for our curiosity, all right? We want our kids and us to be pushing into this space here. Now, what's in here, these are the things that we know we don't know. Let me say that again carefully, okay? Inside this one, these are the things we know, okay? These are the things that we know we don't know, all right? And so these are the things that we can ask questions about, All right. This is where our curiosity is, because when we ask questions and we understand something, we push out this space. Okay. So this space in here, we expand that space when we ask questions. Now, this is the opposite to how school does it mostly, because at school, it's mostly tests and teachers who ask the questions, okay? But when we're internally motivated to learn, when our kids are internally curious, when we're curious, we ask the questions. We wonder. We wonder why. Okay? You may have noticed I posted a question half an hour ago asking, I wonder what you find the benefits are of. Okay, so I wonder is the beginning to curiosity. All right. And what that does when we ask questions is we push out what we actually know into the things that we know we don't know. Okay. Then outside of that is an entire universe of stuff that we don't even know we don't know. All right. Out here, there's an enormous amount of stuff that we don't even know we don't know. And therefore, we can't ask questions about it because we don't even know we don't know it. You can only ask questions about the things you know you don't know. I feel like a Dr. Seuss book here. Okay. And so what we want to build for our kids, one of the things that we really, really want to build for our kids is curiosity, so that they can wonder and ask good questions and push out their circle of what they know into the space of what they know they don't know. Now, what's really cool about that is as you ask good questions and you push out this space, invariably what happens is you discover more, you actually push out your outside circle as well, because invariably you discover more things that you didn't know, and you discover those when you become curious about the things you don't know. Okay, this is something that's important to us as homeschoolers. We don't want to just fill our kids with information. We actually want our kids to be curious and to ask really good questions and to wonder, because this is the beginning of really good learning when our kids are highly motivated to ask really good questions and to wonder. Okay, and we can model this as parents. And I'm very excited. I'm teaching a couple of the online classes in term 3. I love teaching the online classes. It's so good to spend time with these kids. And a couple of some of those classes that I'll be doing in term 3 are really designed to spark curiosity about different things. So, for example, we have a wholehearted well-being class, okay? And in that, we're going to explore, push into, what aspects of well-being do you have? Like, what parts of your life are there? What parts of your character and yourself are there that you can ask good questions about? And this leads me to another drawing. Okay, so I'm gonna flip the page. I might keep the same page and add to this, because one of the things that we want our kids to be curious about, and we want to be curious about, is connection. Okay? We need to connect well. This is vital for our well-being. Okay? I know we need to be able to connect. We're human. Humans are designed to connect and have relationships. So to connect, okay, we need to have curiosity. Because to connect well, we need to be curious about, well, let's talk about that. So, well-being, okay, we're going to be curious internally, curious inside, okay? So we want to be curious inside to learn more about how we function as a person, and our well-being, our mental well-being, our physical well-being, our spiritual well-being, our emotional well-being, all these different parts of us that we need to look after, that we want to grow and develop and build, okay? But we also want to be able to connect between ourselves and others, okay? So this is to connect between, all right? So if you have this character here, and all of us have these spaces, okay? But then you have other people, here's another person, and we want to connect between, okay? So we want to connect in, we want to connect between, we also want to connect up and down. And all of us have up and down in our lives that we want to connect with, okay? We want to be able to connect up. We all need something bigger and stronger than us. We need a person to look up to. Kids have their parents, right? This is an up connection, somebody who really cares for your well-being and will look after you. And we also have a spiritual aspect to us. For me, it's important to connect upwards with Jesus, but everybody has this. Whatever your faith, whatever your beliefs are, all of us need to connect up, but we also need to connect down and care well for others, okay? So this is, kids might be caring for a pet. You show this when you care for your kids. And so this is really important. In relationships, we need to be able to connect in and between and up and down. And we also need to be able to connect well into the world, so out. And that's I like time in nature and connecting with the beauty of the world. Okay, so there are different ways to connect. And that's one of the things that I love about the time in online classes. I love being able to connect with the kids, and the kids love being able to connect with each other. Actually, my teens class this term have asked, can I start the class half an hour early just so they can turn up half an hour early and chat to each other. So they've been doing that. It's been a fabulous time. All right, so the first thing that we want as homeschool parents is we want to grow curiosity in our kids. We want to inspire curiosity for our kids, right? Then we want them to be able to connect in, out, up, down, between, in all those different ways, okay? This is really important. Now, once you've connected, okay, we want our kids to be creative. Now, let me explain the idea of creativity a little bit, because we're not just talking about music, art, drama, although we have got some beautiful self-paced classes with Kim, a couple of new ones. So you'll notice if you go into our online classes, there's an open ocean and a coral reef set, but two different sets. So art is really important, and creative writing is really important. We have the amazing Dr. Ed Wright, who's doing creative writing with our kids. I love the way he inspires kids to think. I've experienced a little bit of his classes, and he's so skilled in helping kids to spark their curiosity and their imagination. He asks them such good questions that give them such a good space to be creative in. And that's very, very cool. So he'll be doing more or less. And I could go more or less, okay. But when Ed does it, he prompts them to think about more is not always better. What if your story involves less and less and less? How do you shape characters and bring the story to life in a way that, like, what if everything is shrinking? What if everything is getting smaller? What if things are disappearing? He just asks the most amazing questions. He's doing a few others as well. We've got, hang on, I'm just flipping through them so I can tell you. He's going to do dreams in term 4 with the juniors. He's doing scary in term 4 with the teens, which is really cool. And he's also going to do contradictions. I love how he pushes into things for the teens that are really going to challenge them. So in the idea of contradictions, like what if the villain in your story is actually really engaging and really interesting and really attractive? What if the hero is faulty? What if the hero is not everything a hero should be? How do you create a story with contradictions? I love how he makes kids think. So our idea of creativity does include creative writing and art and things like that, but it's more than that. When we really understand something and we do something with that, whatever that is, whether it's to have a conversation or to journal it, or like in well-being, if you use journaling as a strategy, everything that we do with what we learn is creative, because we're taking what we know and we're making it something new that's our own, that has value and that matters. And so we also want to build, as parents, we want our kids to build their creativity to create what they're passionate about. And that is leading me to the next thing. I've often said to parents, when your kids get to the end of high school, there's a certain few things you really want your kids to have. You need to have good mental health to go into adult life. You want to have the best mental health that you can have at that time. It's really important. And that's why we do classes like well-being and life skills, because our mental health matters more than most things, really. Another thing that we really want our kids to have is really good connections. We need to have relationships. You need positive relationships to be able to connect with people and to have a fulfilling, satisfying life. We need connections. So connections are really important. But you also need to have a positive passion. You need to have something that you feel competent to do well and confident in your engagement with that thing. Okay, so positive passion. And this is why we want to keep helping our kids push into this space of asking good questions and discovering things that they don't know, because we want to help them find positive passions. We want to help them discover the things that really spark their curiosity and creativity. And so I want to tell you about, I'm going to draw something for you, see if you can guess what these are, okay? If you're watching on the catch up, watch the video first before you read people's answers, okay? So I'm doing a logic class, all right? Actually, I'm doing two, one for kids and one for teens, 2 logic classes, all right? All right, in logic, we're doing logical fallacies. What is this? What is this one in logical fallacies? Got any ideas? Okay, I'm going to draw you another one. What about this one? What's this one? I know, they're tricky, right? Anybody know what this one is? And one more. This one's going to be really tricky to draw, I think. Let me see if I can do it up here. Oh dear, this one's going to be really hard to draw. Oh, that's not bad. Okay. If you want to know what they are, you'll have to come to logic. Now, one of the great things about online classes is these are for your whole family. And as homeschool parents, we don't actually have to know everything. We don't have to have it all. We don't have to be able to do it all. There are homeschool parents come to my classes and are with their kids. And I would really encourage you, if your kids are doing online classes, I'd really encourage you to come to class with your kids, learn alongside your kids, because we don't have to know everything as homeschool parents. And so this is such a good space for us to learn about logic. And logic is so important, being able to pick up fallacies and to think well. If there's anything our kids need going into adult life, is to be able to think well and to recognize when things don't quite seem right. You want to be able to recognize that. So curiosity, connection, creativity, positive passions, thinking well. These are the things that we have coming up in our online classes. All the details are on our website if you're interested. I encourage you to click the link, have a bit of a look, ask questions, and I think it's such a good space, and I'm so excited to be able to offer these. And you, as homeschool parents, do such a good job. It's so important. We want to be here with you and walk this journey with you and support you with things that are good for you and good for your kids, good for your homeschool family. See you soon. Bye.